Hi dear students and welcome to Sri Jendra Rank Zone classes. I'm Amit Ajmani, your English facilitator. So how you all doing? I hope you're all doing good. Students, till now we have taken up lot many formal letters. We'll be continuing up with the formal letters. Till now we have studied about the complaint letters. We have studied about the sales letters, the promotional letters. Then we talked about the recovery letters. In this particular session, we will be focusing on the letter of inquiries. Now, as the name suggests, through these letters, we are going to inquire about certain things. These letter of inquiries, they are also considered to be one of the most important types of business letters. Why? Because through these letters, we will try to gather information from various sources about various things, like people who are seeking for jobs, or we may inquire about the prices of the products or services that we wish to take. So after doing these letter of inquiries, we actually get assistance in deciding whether they should give the jobs and promotions, like they should grant credits, they should enter into the contracts, they should purchase or sell the goods, right? So all these things are just facilitated through these letter of inquiries. These letter of inquiries may also be written to third parties asking for information about jobs or about organizations wishing to build a business relationship. Correct? So these letter of inquiries play a very vital role in any business atmosphere. So what are the various things we need to keep in mind before writing letter of inquiries? If we are inquiring about something, then in that case we need to include a brief introduction about ourselves with the name of our organization. We need to provide the details about the subject of inquiry, and we need to present our questions, our queries in bullet points if there is a lot of information that is being required, because in paragraph form, if we are going to write them, they are going to be a misrepresentation. They will not seem to be a good representation. That is why we prefer putting up bullet points. Now, because we require information, some particular purpose is there for which we require the information. That is why we also at times mention the deadline by when we require this particular information, so that according to this information we can take necessary decisions about whatever we are planning or thinking to do. So after getting the replies, only then we'll be able to decide as to we need to continue the particular relationship with the person or not, regarding any kind of business contract or regarding any other thing. So after knowing all these things, let us try to write the letters of inquiries. Since these are under formal letters, so we will be using the format of a formal letter. As far as format is concerned, we know that first of all we'll be just writing our self or sender's address. If this is specified in the question, perfectly fine. But if it is not specified in the question, we know that we need to write any non-specific address. Alright. After providing space, we will write the date. And as in all my letters, I've been telling you the various things you need to remember while writing the format. They are very important things, and unfortunately, even after telling so many times again and again, because students, you people, you tend to write in a hurry. You are quite nervous while actually you are giving your exam. So unless until you keep all these things in mind, there are times when I have personally seen students making mistakes. So that is why I actually relate each and everything again and again, so that it should get deep into your brain that you have to relate these things. In the self or sender's address part, we know that we have to write each and everything initial alphabet capital. No commas are permitted on the ends, but internal commas may be used. Similarly, when we are writing the date, we need to make sure that we are writing the date in the format. And what exactly is the format? In that, we need to relate the month to be written in expanded form. You have to write the full name of the month. After that, again, we'll provide the space. This spacing is quite important while writing the letters, because they provide a good visual representation. Otherwise, everything will seem to be a mess. Okay. After providing space, we will write the receiver's designation, to whomsoever we are writing this particular letter, and then the receiver's address. Once again, things to keep in mind: initial letter capital, each and every word. We cannot write any word with initial letter small. Secondly, internal commas are allowed, but we have to refrain ourselves. We are not going to use any kind of commas at the end of these lines. Okay. Next, we'll provide a space, and now we will write our subject. Because we are writing this letter to gain some information or to inquire about something, so the subject we are going to write will be inquiry about whatever topic we want to inquire about, or information about any particular thing that we wish to gather information about. Out of this inquiry or information word, we are going to use any one. Then once again we'll put a space, and after that we'll write dear sir slash ma'am, whatever, to whomsoever we are writing the letter, the salutation part. And now we will start up our actual letter, as we have always been doing in all the letters that we have done. We will fix up the startings, so that we know exactly how to start a particular letter. It saves a lot of our time when we are sitting in the exam, because if we are well prepared in advance, in that case, the moment we see any letter, which of course we are going to get in the examination, one letter is definitely going to come. So if we know about all the letters and we are already well prepared how to start, then in that case we don't have to think and waste our time while we are actually sitting there giving our exam, right? So how we are going to start these letters of inquiries? If we are trying to inquire something, of course we have to mention how we got to know about that particular company or organization whom we are writing this letter. And how we got to know it? It was through advertisement. So this is what we start with reference to your advertisement, dated whatever date you want to write. So you have advertised for something, and related to that advertisement, we wish to inquire about your any particular product or any particular service that is being asked in the question. This is the first way of starting the letters of inquiries. Another way of writing is your company or your firm or your organization needs no introduction. There is no need for you to introduce. Why? As it is one of the leading manufacturers, as it is one of the leading companies providing this particular product or this particular service. So you are already well known, you are already very famous, and that is why you don't need any introduction. That is why you don't need to advertise, because everybody knows you, as you are one of the most famous, one of the leading companies who is providing this kind of service or this kind of product. This is also one of the ways we can start our letter of inquiry, right? Now, after the starting part, of course, we'll be coming to the middle or the second paragraph, which is the main body of the letter. Now, whatever we want to inquire, we are taking an example that our company is organizing some kind of event or some kind of get together or some kind of function, and for that we are actually writing a letter of inquiry to one of the caterers. So keeping that particular purpose in mind, let us see with the help of these points how we write the letter of inquiry. First of all, we'll be telling them what exactly we are up to. Our organization is celebrating its 50th foundation anniversary in the coming month, and we are looking for somebody who would cater for our celebration dinner. So you told the person concerned what exactly is the reason, and side by side we need to very specifying, we need to relate, we need to mention, we need to be very specific what exactly we need. So in this particular case, we need somebody to cater for our celebration dinner, right? So this is what we are going to provide the information first. Then we need to tell them what exactly are the details. And one quite important thing, maybe you have observed it or not, but the function we have arranged in the coming month. Why? Because we need to be sensible. While writing the letters of inquiries, we are writing this letter, then they will give us the reply, then according to that reply we are going to finalize something, then the deal will be done. So it takes a lot of time, correct? So we have to make provision for that time in between all these processes before the actual confirmed decision is taken. So that is why we have specified the function is going to held in the coming month. It is not after 5 days or 10 days or 15 days, because that will be too early for them to make arrangements, and it shows that we have been quite careless and we were not much bothered about the preparation to be done well in advance. So we need to take care of this. Now we'll be providing the details which is going to help the other person deciding about how to reply to us. Let us see how. We are expecting at least 500 guests and employees during the said event. Because we want a catering service, obviously we need to specify how many people we are expecting, because according to that only he is going to give us the quotations as to how much he is going to charge. So this is what we have specified, that we are expecting at least. Now this at least is two words. I have seen lot many students writing at least one word, right? So it is two words. So we are expecting at least 500 guests and employees during the said event. It will be a formal event and we will need full catering service. What is meant by saying full catering service? We are specifying it. That include several courses of meal, desserts, and waiters and hosts. So it is not only one particular dish we are requiring several courses of meal. We are also requiring desserts to be served after the meal, and all those people who are going to welcome and serve our guests. So we'll be requiring each and everything. And that is why we have actually written full catering service, because it includes these things. And because we have specified it, so now there is no question of him getting any kind of misunderstanding about our requirement, right? Now this is what we told them, that we are going to ask for it. Now we want certain details from them. So how we are going to ask about it? Kindly provide us or furnish us with the following details. Now, what are the various questions that come into the mind? The very first question that comes into the mind is, what will be the cost? Simple. You yourself have to relate. You have to keep yourself in that particular position as if you yourself are organizing this event and you yourself are actually asking the caterer. So what all things will be asked? These are the things we need to mention. Number one, whether your catering service has the ability to handle a lavish celebration, such a grand celebration with a large audience such as ours. Because we have already specified it will be minimum 500 guests. Formal event. Many dignitaries are coming, many guests are coming. It is on a large level, and from a company's perspective, they need everything to be very much professional and perfect. So that is why we are straightforwardly asking them whether they will be able to cope up with the large audience such as which is coming in our this event. Second thing we would ask is whether waiters and hosts are provided by you or not. Are you just the chef? Are you the person who only provides with the meals, or whether you have arrangement of all the other people associated with it? Next, what are the offers and discounts available? What are the menu options and what are the charges? So in menu, they will be providing us with all the details of how many dishes they are going to make, what are how many courses they are going to serve, and what are the charges. Now, one important thing you need to relate is the sequence. This is the best example to relate this thing, that in these 2 points, when we are talking about these 2 points, so the menu and charges should come first, and then after asking for that, we will be mentioning about the offers and discounts available. So first of all, he needs to tell us the menu, he needs to tell us the charges, then we will ask what are the offers and discounts which are available on the quotations that he is making to us. Correct? So while writing a letter, this is quite important that we need to synchronize our thoughts. We need to know that which particular point should come first and which point should come after that. Correct? Now, after the offers, discounts, and charges, we are further inquiring if there are any kind of additional charges which are levied for any kind of additional services. Now, what are these additional services that are providing in any particular marriage or function or any celebration? Linens, centerpieces, flower decoration, the DJ, the music system. Is it included, or there are some extra charges for them? So you need to make sure well in advance that there should be no hidden charges, because that is going to lead any kind of discrepancy later once you finalize it, and after that once you come to the payment part, and then the argument starts that sir this is extra and sir that was extra. That is wrong, which we do not want. So we need to clarify each and every detail beforehand, because on the basis of the reply he is going to give us, then only we are going to compare. We are going to relate his prices with the other quotations that we are getting, and accordingly we will be in a better position to finalize. Correct? So these are a few details that we need to ask. Correct? What are the details? Number one, is he capable of providing us this kind of service or not? Number two, is he going to provide us all the accessories and all the other associate people involved in this whole process of arrangements? Next, what are his menu options? What are his charges for it? Next, what are the various discounts or offers he is providing to us? And if there are any kind of additional services that we are asking from him, will that be included in his charges, or for that he is going to make some extra amount paid by us. So this is our second paragraph or the main body of the letter of inquiries. Now after this, of course, we will be just making an ending in our third paragraph because all the formal letters are normally written in three paragraphs. So in the end, we are going to close our letter by writing, we shall be grateful if you could furnish, if you could provide the above mentioned details along with your quotations. You have to quote your prices. They are called quotations. So all the above mentioned details he needs to provide us earliest possible. Why earliest possible? So as to facilitate us with an early decision. We may get the benefit of having all the details well in time. Accordingly, we'll see our pocket, we'll see our budget, we'll see all the things and the facilities provided, relating them with the charges he has quoted, and then only we'll be able to finally decide. Correct? So this will be our ending. After that, as always, thanking you, yours sincerely, your name that will be given in the question, and if not, you are going to write any non-specific name and your designation in the firm or organization or company. So these are the letters of inquiries. Let us try to brush up fast what we have studied in the letter of inquiries. Number one, letter of inquiries are the letters in which we are inquiring. We are gathering information. Correct? For our particular need, for our any particular purpose, and we need to mention all the details as to get the exact reply solving our purpose. After writing the initial format, we are going to start our letter with either of these 2 points. You can select any of these as per your convenience and as per your liking, and if not, you can think of your own, taking the guidance or taking the hint from here. Right? The startings will be that we are providing this kind of information because we need this kind of product or this kind of services from you. Okay, in the second paragraph, first of all, important thing is we have to provide the relevant information as to what is our purpose for contacting them. In that, we'll mention all the details, possibly whatever we feel are relevant. Then, after providing all the details, we will put the various queries we have in our mind that we want to confirm. We have to ask minimum 3 questions, and it should not be like any particular letter comes with any particular topic in which you are able to ask 10, 15, 20 questions. No. Two things to be kept in mind while writing this particular part. Number one, we have to maintain the word limit, and number two, we have to be concise. Correct? It's not like we'll be asking 10, 15, 20 questions about very small things, because certain things are actually understood. For example, if we are asking about the menu options, that simply means now desserts are going to be included in the menu. The soft drinks, the cold drinks, the juices, they will be there in the menu. So just by writing the menu options, we have included all type of food items, whether it is snacks or the cold drinks or the actual main course, the main dinner part, everything included. So we don't have to ask for each and everything separately. Correct? So we need to be very much focusing on what exactly we are asking. It should be very concise and realistic, sensible and practical. We should not be asking foolish questions. Correct? Foolish question means those questions which are basically not relevant, which are not related, or which do not seem dignified on the part of a company to ask. Getting my point? We need to maintain that particular level at which we are We need to show that we are a company who wants this kind of service. Okay. So after asking minimum 3 questions and make it maximum 5 questions relevant, then in that case you are going to close your end your letter just by asking them to provide this information as soon as possible, so that you get the benefit of taking proper time in order to decide. Rest, thanking you, your sincerely name and designation. In thanking you, I hope you remember that Y has to be small and there is no comma after that. We don't put it. Yours sincerely, I hope you remember it should be without apostrophe. Sincerely has to be as small and there should be no comma after that. The name, if not given in the question, needs to be non-specific. You don't have to write your own name. Correct? And your designation. So this is all about our letters of inquiries. So as in my all lectures, I always in the end say that make sure you go through these points, make sure you think and prepare yourself well in advance, make sure you note down and write down the points which appeal to you, which you think that they are good enough that you are going to include, and forget about the rest. If I've given you 3 or 2 or 4 options of startings or endings, there are many letters we have done already. In those we have got 3 or 4 options for starting. You have to select only one, and once you select that one, then leave the rest, because we are not going to experiment every other time. It is just only a single letter that will be getting an examination, and it is just a single letter that we are going to write. We don't have to experiment that, okay, in the first time I will start with this, in the second letter I'll start with that same letter. No, you have to fix it up, because you need to relate the purpose. The purpose of doing all this is that you should be prepared before going into your exam. You don't have to think there, and that purpose is going to be met only if you do the effort now, if you do the effort in your houses. And after noting down, after thinking, after planning about what you are going to write, make sure that you write 1 or 2 letters, so that you have a basic idea what exactly is the word limit coming after whatever you have thought, and you are just noting it down. So when you pen down the things, you have actual picture in front of yourself. You'll be able to relate a lot many things. How is the presentation? What is the word limit? Where I need to add more, where I need to deduct. Clear? So this is what I expect you people to do. So this is all about our letters of inquiries. I am winding up, ending up this session here only. Take care of yourself, study hard, and have a great time. Thank you so much.